Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday morning, June 13th. I'm James Spann. We are looking at severe weather potential around here later today, so a lot to talk about. Let's start with some of the Skycam shots around the network. These were captured early this morning at the insane hour of 5 a.m. That's the Coleman Skycam. Nice to see the daylight there. The sky is clear. We'll have lots of sunshine this morning. There's a look at downtown Fayette and the Alabama Gulf Coast, looking good if you're beachbound. Lots of sun down there all the way through early next week. The only issue is that batch of storms due in there late tonight, but more than likely they'll be kind of fizzling out by the time they approach the Gulf Coast. So no major weather issues expected down there anytime soon. Satellite view, pretty typical summer look. We've got the heat ridge on the Red River, Texas and Oklahoma. And on top of the heat ridge, a very energetic storm track. Big trough in the northwest, big trough moving toward the northeast. And that northeastern trough will dent down the ridge on our side and bring a surface boundary down in here later today, interacting with a very unstable hot air mass. We're starting off today in the 70s. Birmingham at 78. We'll rise into the mid-90s, we think, by mid-afternoon before the storms arrive. Severe thunderstorm watch up north until 11 Eastern. A derecho-looking formation there rolling toward Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. Convective outlook, a moderate risk of severe weather up that way. That will include Richmond, Washington, Baltimore, Wilmington, almost up to Philadelphia and Atlantic City. And the slight risk, that's the standard risk, runs through most of Alabama over into Mississippi. The higher percentages are through parts of central and east central Alabama, that 30% area. And as you'll see, the main risks will be from damaging straight-line winds and large hail. We'll take a look at that in detail here in just a moment. Tomorrow, a slight risk way up north. And on day 3, which is Saturday, a slight risk roughly from Des Moines over to Chicago. Rain for the next 5 days. This carries us through Tuesday morning of next week. This shows about a quarter to a half inch, but I will assure you some spots with those heavier storms later today and this evening will pick up probably 1 inch of rain, but it will be, hit and miss. And the tropical weather is quiet for now. Here's the GFS. This is the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock this afternoon at 500 millibars. 594 heat over Oklahoma. Big trough in the northwest. And a big trough in the northeast. Down below that, an intense surface low for June is located over Pennsylvania with a trailing surface boundary down toward Nashville. Let's kind of watch the progression of that with the high-res NAM. This is valid at 4 o'clock local time this afternoon. And you can see the storms moving into the Tennessee Valley of extreme North Alabama. And like we've been talking about, we kind of open up that window for severe weather about 4 o'clock today. Don't expect any problems before that. This is 8 o'clock. The storm's advancing down through Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Anniston. And again, they'll be pretty hefty. And we'll have to watch for damaging straight-line winds and large hail. We do advise you to pay attention to severe thunderstorm warnings as they are needed, as they will be fairly descriptive in the prime risks. And then midnight tonight, you can see that batch of storms moving down to the south. And I think they probably will make it down to Gulf Shores, but it's going to be late tonight, probably after midnight. Many people will sleep right through that. Let's look at some of the severe weather parameters. This is the surface-based CAPE, valid at 7 o'clock this evening. And where you see the white shades, those are CAPEs in an excess of 5,000 joules per kilogram. That's pretty intense. And I understand we always have high CAPEs in the summer, but these are pretty high for June. So no doubt there will be plenty of buoyancy. And this is the storm relative helicity. These values are running in the 150 to 250 range. They're not, overwhelming. We don't expect tornadoes, but that will clearly support sustained updrafts and storms that'll hang in there for a while. The wind fields are not that strong. This is the low-level jet. The wind's at 850 millibars, and they're not that strong here. The better wind fields are northeast of here. And here's a projected sounding for this evening at 7 o'clock, and it's the inverted V sounding. There's a lot of dry air aloft, and that's one of the reasons we're concerned about the downdrafts and the damaging straight-line wind potential. But again, notice on the right, there's no real veering of the wind with altitude in terms of direction, so tornadoes should not be a threat. But remember, again, strong, damaging straight-line winds can produce damage like a smaller tornado. And that's a real threat. So, again, just if you hear a severe thunderstorm warning, listen up and, pay attention, and we'll tell you what's going on. Main window 4 until 8 p.m. for this part of the state. But tomorrow looks good. We turn cooler, less humid, and I rarely say cooler in the summer, but I think we can do that. We'll go from 94 today to 87 or 88 tomorrow. And the humidity drops. Dew points we think will drop into the 50s. Pretty decent breeze out of the north. It will feel really nice. It'll be a great day. And then Saturday morning, I think some of the cooler pockets might try and hit the upper 50s. That'll feel good. The high Saturday should be around 90 with a sunny sky. And Sunday should be mostly sunny with low 90s. The GFS is at 92. Monday of next week, the higher heights still well to the west. Down below that, moisture increases. And that means a chance of scattered, mostly afternoon and evening showers and storms. High should be around 90, and that'll be the forecast really for Tuesday and for Wednesday of next week. Now, notice drier air tries to push in Wednesday north of Birmingham. And we'll see if that can keep pushing south. Here's a week from today. Heat bubble is again on the Red River. Trough over the northeast, and by golly, a surface boundary pushes all the way into South Alabama. And if by chance this is right, we'll be in drier air Thursday of next week. The humidity drops a little bit as well. So I like seeing the heat ridge well to the west of here. We don't want that thing setting up over us early in the season and just parking there. And we do note a little tropical mischief down there in the far southwestern Gulf. Let's go out there 6 more days. Ooh, yeah. June 26th. Wednesday, June the 26th, got a tropical system coming up toward the Louisiana coast. The following day, that thing is below Shreveport, and we're kind of in a very moist tropical air mass, and the GFS has been very persistent in that idea. And the end of the forecast on the 28th, the low is near Texarkana, and we stay in very moist air. So at least, in this scene, we'll maybe get some decent rain if this happens, and we know this is voodoo out here. But the good news, no sign of any really nasty, long-duration heat setting up here anytime soon. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock today, if weather allows. It'll be pretty active by then. And if you can, catch us on ABC 3340 News on the live stream of the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.
Hey, this is Ross with my partner Bob. We have a show called Worldview Matters.
And Ross, as you know, we believe that everything in life is somehow related to how people view the world around them.
Our show is available on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Also available on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.